Hey everyone, welcome to my chaotic mess. Ignore that, I think that's from lunch, I don't know.
I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day.
Anyway, I came inside. I'm getting very frustrated. I was gonna do a gardening video or start my gardening video today, but I think my strawberry roots are dead, and that kind of pisses me off a little because I just bought them not that long ago, and I thought for sure they would be fine, but I don't know. I've never bought strawberry roots before. I don't know what they're supposed to look like. Online it says they're supposed to be like a whitish color, and these are dead looking. They look like straw. Anyway, is this done? No, it's still too hot. Oh, it's been an hour and 54 minutes left. Okay, so I'm cleaning this oven. It's doing a self-cleaning cycle right now. I'm wiping everything down. I'm cleaning the grates. I have them soaking because, ignore what I'm about to show you because it is also in the process of being cleaned. We've already put down like one layer of cleaner. It needs to be wiped off, and another layer probably needs to be put on. And I need to wipe out the ovens. I just gave it away. I got a new to me oven. It is used. We got it off of Marketplace. And it's a non-coil top, so I'll be happy. And it's not white, so I'll be happy too. I hate white stoves. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but I absolutely hate white stoves. Also, this one is flat, which means I can get that magnetic thing that kind of extends it a little and put pretty stuff on it. You know me, I like my pretty crap. But even if I don't put pretties on there, I could probably put like smaller spices that I use a lot, which means I'm gonna have to get jars for those because most of those are in the big bulk containers. Anyway, so we bought a new stove. This one is doing self-cleaning oven right now. And then it just needs to be wiped out, and I need to wash the innards for them. And once that's clean, I'm gonna pull it out, call my landlord, say, come get this piece of crap. We bought our own. First, we're obviously gonna make sure this one works. The lady said it works. She guaranteed us it worked, told us if it did not work to give her a call. She'd give us our money back. So she's pretty trustworthy. Plus, I think she knows we know where she lives. So anyway, she seemed nice. What else was I saying? So that's one thing that's going on in the kitchen. And then I still need to move the refrigerator and clean behind it. I need to load the dishwasher, which we're going to do first. And yeah, so this is going to be the start of part 2 of deep cleaning the kitchen, because honestly, this is what I was waiting for before I did that, because I did not want to have to move the stove twice to clean behind it. Doesn't that sound sad? Anyway, oh man, can you hear Stitch? I had to come inside between my husband's tools and Stitch barking. I just could not handle it anymore. I just could not handle it anymore. Anyway, my back's already hurting. I'm frustrated. Okay, so this is the kitchen video, so I won't go over the plants, but I'm so frustrated. I really wanted to start the garden video today. I'll probably end up starting it later or tonight or tomorrow, or I don't know. The Bolts won, by the way. I know you guys care about hockey. We won by 1 point. My husband was getting frustrated because we were in the lead 4 points until the third. And in the third, they came back and they scored 3 points. And my husband was getting so mad. As soon as they scored the first point, my husband's like, well, that's it. We're going to lose. And I was like, have a little faith. Come on. Anyway. I guess let's get the dishwasher loaded and I can clean the grates. Alright, so apparently I never came back and finished that thought. And I couldn't tell you what I was going to say because this was weeks ago. Um, yeah, my husband doesn't like to be on camera, so usually I will turn the camera off when he comes in. He obviously knows I make YouTube videos, so that's like nothing new, but I just try to not record a lot when he's around. That way he doesn't feel like he's going to be on camera. I really do my best to try to not put him on camera since he doesn't want to be on camera. Anyway, I'm still having ant problems, guys. I don't know what it is. I meant to order some of those Toro things. I need to get on Amazon because I refuse to go to Walmart. I refuse. I'm sticking to my guns, guys. I've not been to Walmart since the last time I told you guys I'm not going to Walmart ever again. Now, obviously, I'm probably going to end up having to break that eventually and go to stupid Walmart, but I haven't been there for groceries. I go to, well, I've been going to Winn-Dixie, but I think I'm going to have to start going to Publix because, well, honestly, Publix is not that expensive if you compare it to like Winn-Dixie. They're about the same price, but Publix usually has better sales than Winn-Dixie does. Anyway, I know you came here for all this great content about grocery stores. But yeah, I haven't been to Walmart in a hot minute. And I don't miss it. I absolutely don't miss it. I hate Walmart more than any store there is. I hate Walmart. But anyway, oh man, this stove. You're gonna see it looks real soapy. We had sprayed it down with Dawn Power Wash because it was super greasy. I almost wonder if they bought the house and never used the stove or something like that or maybe they used it and the girl just don't know how to clean because this was so disgusting. I had to self clean the oven, not self clean, but what is it? Yeah, self clean the oven 2 times. Like I did 2 cycles and you have to do them individually. For some reason, it doesn't let you do self clean on both of them at the same time, which makes no sense because it locks both of the ovens when you turn self clean on. Anyway, I digress. The bottom one had to be done twice for sure. It did have to be done twice. The top one got by with 1 self clean, but the bottom one had to be done twice. That's how nasty it was. It was so greasy. I'm surprised that this person's house didn't catch on fire. That's how disgusting this thing was. Like, I knew it was dirty when we looked at it, but it was in the garage, so I figured it was just dust and stuff, which it was dust. But when we got it home and like actually really looked at it, it was so disgusting. I really wanted to like call this lady up and be like, did you ever use this thing, or did the previous owners leave it this disgusting, or it just, I cannot, like, I know I'm not the cleanest person in the world, but I could never let my ovens get that nasty, that greasy. That is just a fire hazard waiting to happen. And and I am not afraid to admit that I'm not the cleanest person in the world, because you guys all know, you watch my cleaning videos, I don't let it purposefully get bad. I'm just that, I'm not going to say lazy. I'm not lazy per se, even though my husband will tell you I'm lazy. I am a lazy person by nature. It is what it is. But I've gotten a lot better. I have gotten a lot better. And the issue is that I either in a lot of pain or I'm really sick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have the best health in the world. And so I just do my best every single day. Like today, my fingers are so swollen and painful, and that's arthritis. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I just learned and found out I had rheumatoid arthritis. I always had a feeling I had some form of arthritis because I get really painful hands all the time. But today my fingers are swollen, everything hurts. But, we're making do. We're making do. And anyway, all that to say is I cannot believe how disgusting this thing was. I honestly, I broke out the razor knife to dig out dirt that was in the control panel. Oh, it was disgusting. I'm surprised it did not have bugs. I'm so glad it didn't have bugs. I would have been upset if that brought bugs into my house. All right, you can tell. I don't know if you can see it on camera. You can tell whoever owned it before cleaned it with bleach at some point, because of all the discoloration right here. It's like they sprayed bleach on and left it on too long, because there's like little streaks. It's fine. The ovens need cleaned, but I literally can't reach the bottom one. So my husband's gonna have to clean that. Excuse me, have to clean that one for me. I know you guys are gonna tell me I rely on him way too much, but if I get on the ground and clean that, he's gonna have to come in and help me up. So it's just easier for him to clean it for me. Plus I bought liners. I have liners to put in the ovens. These two ovens plus our countertop oven, I have liners to put in them. It's so hot. It's so hot. I'm gonna go back outside because it's probably just as cool. Actually, no, I'm gonna sit down for a minute. It's hot in this house though. It's hot. Anyway, so we got the dishes done. We got this oven, or the stove, wiped off. The oven still needs cleaned. I have about an hour left on the other oven before it shuts off. And then we probably have another hour to 2 hours for it to cool off before I can wipe it out. And that oven, the bottom, it sits up higher because there's a drawer, where this one is a double oven. And so the bottom oven sits basically on the ground. And so I definitely cannot get down there. Anyway, so I'm going to take a little break and then we'll get back to cleaning. My husband's going to need me here in a minute anyway, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
You saw me in the crowd, they were calling last call. I was lost in the noise, oh my. But you opened my eyes, shared the story of hope, began that night. Without a clue of what's coming next, was I guided by hands I couldn't see? Was it written somewhere, part of a plan? I have these thoughts in my head. Can you make it make sense? How a heart can burn with joy, then suddenly feel cold. Still I trust there's more to know. Feels like my head's underwater, what's coming next, but you're still leading with each and every step. Is it written somewhere, a part of your plan?
All right, so that we're just gonna work around it because it's gotta sit for like an hour. So it is whatever. I'm gonna move this. Now, I'm not a slob. I just did not always take it apart. And scrub it. And then the last time I used it, I knew I was going to be moving it to clean it, so I should have went ahead and wiped it down anyway, but I didn't, so that's my bad. But we're just gonna do our best here. My husband's gonna put this in the garage for a few months just in case something happens to the stove we bought used. Because this is the landlord's stove. And I don't want it, but if something happens to that stove, we could use this one for sure. But anyway, so we're gonna keep it for a few months before we ask the landlord to come get it. It is what it is. Boy. I think I put too much soap in this water. It's fine. A little soap never hurt anyone. Alright, let me dry this. This is actually what I used on the other stove last time, so now I'm just using it to dry because it does have some cleaner on it, but it's not wet, so the little bit of moisture will help bring out that other cleaner onto this is my theory. Oh, so anyway, I'm just making it clean. It's gonna get dusty in the garage, so, but at least they can't say that I gave them a dirty ass stove back when they come and get it, because it is immaculate. It will be. It will be immaculate. Let's just say that. It will be immaculate. I'm one of those people, like when you move out of a place, I leave it cleaner than I got it. And this place is not going to be hard to do that because it was not very clean when we moved in. And we were even delayed moving in because he said he was going to have the cleaners come and clean it. But if they came, they ripped him off because it was not clean. I had to clean it when we moved in. I had to scrub the floors, wipe the counters, all of it. And maybe my idea of clean is different from theirs. I don't know. But there was a layer of dust on stuff, is what I'm saying. And we literally moved in like the day after the cleaners were supposedly here. So I don't know. I don't know what went on with that. I don't care. It is what it is. We've moved into many places that we had to clean when we moved in. So I'm not, you know, shocked basically. One place we moved into, I don't, and then these people, okay, it was an apartment in Jacksonville. It wasn't in the nicest area, right? The rent was super cheap. But when we moved out, the landlord had like a long list of things that we destroyed. And I can tell you right now, the only thing on his list that was actually broken was in fact the blinds in the living room, and that's from the cat. And we debated replacing them. You know how much he charged for one blind? Like one set of blinds, and they were normal size windows. He charged us $120, and then he nitpicked everything else in that place until our deposit was gone, basically. And I'm like, just tell us you're not giving us back our deposit instead of sitting here trying to tell us where we were bad tenants, because that pissed me off, because I left that place cleaner than we moved into it. And then they tried to tell us we broke the refrigerator drawer. No, honey. I reported that to you. Not my fault you didn't write it down. Not my fault. I even sent them a picture. So not my fault. Anyway. Now y'all know that whether the landlords tell you or not, I'm a good tenant. I clean. I've not always been the best cleaner. I'm not gonna lie about that. But my house has never been like trashy. Like it's never been like so dirty that you couldn't eat in it. It's just always been cluttered. My house has always been cluttered. It's still always cluttered. I'm just a cluttered person. I'm not as bad as I used to be though. I really have gotten better. Anyway, I'm gonna let this soak. Then we're gonna finish that. And then we're going to wipe these out. I can do the top one. The bottom one I am gonna do, but I'm gonna wait closer to when my husband's gonna be home, just in case I can't get up off the floor, because today is inventory day, so I can't really call him and be like, I need you to come home. But the bottom one is like, we did that on a 5-hour clean. This one we did on a 30-minute clean and it looks fine. Just needs wiped out. This one we did a 30-minute clean, the bottom one, and it still looks super greasy. So we did a 5-hour clean on that, and now it looks fine, except for it definitely needs wiped out. So I'll get to those as well today. I just don't know when. And then tomorrow, once this is in the garage, I can move the refrigerator out and we can finish this kitchen. I still need to get in the garden at some point. I don't know when. I really don't. And that's okay. That's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm gonna wake up early again tomorrow and just pray it doesn't rain during the night again. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? We can't help Mother Nature. Mother Nature's gonna do what Mother Nature does, and I may get out there this evening. I don't know. I'm gonna go check the soil closer to sunset probably, and we'll see. That's a different video though, not the kitchen video. I just figured, you know, I'm recording 3 videos at once and I really don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Or you guys probably are like, why are you telling us this? Well, it was meant to be in the weekly video, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna restart just to say that. So this will probably go up Wednesday anyway, because I'm hoping tomorrow I can finish the kitchen, because all that's left is to wipe out the new oven, wipe it out, move the fridge, clean behind it, clean the microwave, and take everything off these countertops, clean, deep clean, spray the snake oil, put everything back. That's it. And we are done for deep cleaning the kitchen. Well, and I got sweep and mop, but other than that, we're done. And it only took us 3 months. Oh my God. I know you guys think I'm trying to be funny, but I literally started this project in the end of January, close to February, and tomorrow will be April 1st. So I laugh because if I don't laugh about it, I will cry, because I cannot believe it's taken me so long to do the kitchen. When last year when I deep cleaned the kitchen, it got done in maybe a week. But last year I didn't declutter. This year I decluttered everything. The only room left is there's 2 rooms. The sunroom and the garage are the only 2 rooms left to do. So, also I need to measure. I'm gonna do that probably before I sit down, I don't know. I need to measure the curio cabinet and see if it will fit in the office where that bench is. We're gonna see. But for now, let's not worry about it. I'm gonna go sit down. Okay, so as you can see, there's no more stove. There is a dolly in this kitchen, but that's something to move for a different day. I'm not worried about the dolly in the kitchen. Anyway, hopefully you can see. If not, I'm sorry. But my wonderful husband cleaned this out for me. Both of them. I'll lower you so you can see the bottom oven. He ordered a rack. It's not here yet, but can you see? He cleaned that for me. We put liners down. The bottom oven's a convection oven. We learned that while we were cleaning it. And so, I probably won't use the bottom oven very often, only if I need to cook like 2 things at once or 2 larger things. I don't know. So, oh man, I have a crick in my neck. Oh, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. And yeah. So anyway, let me move you over here away from well, you can still hear the sink. Just ignore the sink, okay? So my husband bought me these things. They're supposed to go on the rack so you don't accidentally burn yourself when you reach in. So I'm gonna put those on. And then I found these. These are the things that go between the stove and the countertop. I thought I accidentally decluttered these. You'll never guess where they were. In the famous words of Kim, the last place I looked. So they were actually down with the why can't I think? The disposable pans. That's where they were. Anyway, so I bought clear because I had a white stove at the time, so it's fine. These will work just fine. It doesn't matter their color. I'm hoping anyway. So I'm gonna clean the countertops off and then I'll put these on so that we can keep the betweens clean, because let me just tell you, when we moved the white stove, it was disgusting in there. Very disgusting. I had to clean up all these tools. I gotta put what are these? The coils out on the coil, or on the stove out there. I might just put everything in the oven. I don't know, because I don't want the coil. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm really gonna try my hardest today, guys. My neck hurts so bad, but I need to get this done. So basically what we're doing is we're cleaning this whole side off, wiping everything down. The very last thing I'm gonna do, well, not very last thing, but the last thing will be the floors. But I'm gonna move the refrigerator after we get this side down. And I need to put the crock pot up, and we need to do the dishes. Other than that, that's all we really have left to do. So I know that seems like a lot. It's really not. It's just a matter of getting the motivation to do it. And if you don't know, I have no motivation. Those are basically gone, but I'm gonna use the rest of it up. I have no motivation at all. And you know, I'm actually okay with that, because here's the thing. If I had the motivation to do things all the time, this would be a completely different channel. Oh man. I joke. I know I joke, but honestly, I'm just doing my best over here. And sometimes your best just ain't enough. So this is trash, so we might as well start putting trash in here. Oh, there's already trash in here. I put the old oven liner in that one from the old oven. But, oh, I got you'll see in my garden video, I got some plants planted this morning. I have more to do, but my neck hurts. Oh, I need to go put that on them. I'll do that before I water, because I haven't watered them in yet because it's a little too hot. I'm gonna wait until sunset to go out and water them. And that's fine. That's fine. Oh man. Today is trash day. So I'm trying to make sure we get all the trash together. There's trash in there on that table. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today. I honestly don't. I don't care at this point. I honestly don't care. My husband get my purse out of his car. Yes, he did. Oh, fudge. I need to take out my old card, my old Southwest card, and cut it up into billions and billions of pieces. And then put the new Southwest card in my purse. You gotta make sure you cut that chip too, because if the chip's intact, they can still use your card. It wouldn't do them any good because it's deactivated, but whatever. Better to be safe than sorry, am I correct? Yes, I am. What was I saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do this. It's Stitch's birthday. He's 7 years old. Today's April 1st, by the way. I should probably say that. Today's April 1st. Stitch is 7 years old. My neck hurts so bad, but I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done. I think, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go put some muscle cream on, take some naproxen, give it another hour, and then I'll come back and do this, whether my neck still hurts or not. But I need to give it at least a fighting chance, right? You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. I don't clean the microwave or move the refrigerator or any of that other stuff that I talked about in this video. It was, sorry, not long after this that I got sick. And I was gone. I felt like I was dying. Like, literally, I felt like I was gonna die because um I couldn't eat. Like, I couldn't eat. It it was just, if I ate anything, it made me feel sick. And so, like, I just stopped even forcing myself to eat. I put in a plan that if I wasn't able to eat by a certain day, I was going to go to the hospital. And luckily, before that day, I was able to eat and keep food down. Um, but it was just an awful, awful week. Awful week. Just like, I don't know if it was food poisoning. I don't know if it was the medication I was on. I don't know what it was. But I'm glad it's gone. Like, I haven't been that sick in a while. Um, and stomach sickness is not even the worst sickness for me. You know what's the worst sickness for me? When I have a sore throat. I hate sore throats. It gives me PTSD. If you guys don't know, I had a tonsillectomy years ago. I was an adult when I had my tonsillectomy, though, and it was the worst thing ever for me. And I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. It was horrible, and I had complications from my surgery, and it was just, ugh, awful. So I just don't wish things upon people that, even my worst enemy, I would never, ever wish it upon them to have to go through a tonsillectomy as an adult. It's just the worst thing ever. Anyway, so a sore throat gives me PTSD. I hate having a sore throat, cough, anything like that to do with the throat. I'd much rather have stomach problems. I hate throwing up as well because it also gives me the PTSD because um if you're sensitive, I would click off, but when I had my complications, I was literally choking on blood. I was spitting up clots and clots of blood and had to go back to the emergency room, or go to the emergency room. We went twice, actually. Um, and it turns out that one of the stitches came undone, or not stitches, one of the cauterizations came undone or something like that. Anyway, so they had to go back in and recauterize that vein or vessel or whatever it was that bursted. Um, so yeah, I have a lot of PTSD around the throat. You would think it would be from my scar. If you guys notice, I have a scar on my throat. Everyone thinks I had like thyroid cancer or something. That was not the case. It's when I broke my neck. It's less invasive for them to go in through the front than to go through the back, because if she was to go through the back, she has to go through a bunch of nerves and stuff like that to get to the area that she needed to get to. Whereas going through the front, the biggest thing was, she said if she accidentally nicked my vocal cords, I probably would not be able to talk anymore. Luckily, that didn't happen. But, yeah, so, oh, lots of PTSD around my throat. Oh, man. Anyway, what was I saying? I know I was talking to you guys about something. That I got sick shortly after filming this, and so it wasn't a good time. It was not a good time. And, you know, it's going to get done. It will get done when it gets done. You know, I was talking to my friend about this, and I was kind of explaining to her how I just needed to take a step back and work on a different project. And that's what I'm doing currently. I'm working on a different project, and it's really given me more perspective on what I would want to do in the future. And I have decided that I'm not going to do the weekly videos anymore. I'm going to go back to my roots, where I just post a cleaning video or a DIY video or whatever happens to be what I record, you know? I'm just going to go back to recording what I record, if that makes any sense, because it wasn't fun anymore. It became too much pressure, and I don't want that. I put it on myself. All right, it's been a while since we've been in the kitchen, and you can probably see the complete disaster behind me. I have to tell you guys, I died last week. I was so sick. I was so sick to the point where I told myself if I could not keep down food by Friday, I was going to go to the hospital. Luckily, by Friday, Thursday night, I kept down ramen noodle soup. And then Friday, I went to Taco Bell because I needed protein. Worst protein, I know, but I got the small nachos. I don't even know what it's called anymore. It used to be called, I can't even remember what it was called now. Anyway, I don't know what they're called now, but it's the smaller nachos. And I like those because it has bean and beef on it, so that's protein. And I was able to keep that down. And then that night I cooked my husband barbecue pork. I didn't care for the pork. I didn't like the flavor of it. He liked it. So, you know, that's all that really matters. He liked it. It was good for him. I didn't like it, which is fine. So I think, what did I end up eating? Like ham sandwich or something like that. Anyway, needless to say, I've been feeling so much better since I started to be able to consume food again. Oh, don't worry, I drank plenty of Gatorade. I did eat crackers, which I don't consider food, and I did not eat enough of them to like really do anything. You know what I mean? When I say I ate crackers, I mean when I took my medication that I'm supposed to take, I ate maybe 2 or 3 crackers. I was about to say something else and I done lost my train of thought. Anyway, I wasn't gonna include this cleaning part in this video, but I figured, you know, it's taken so long to finish deep cleaning the kitchen. We're gonna put this clean after I've died segment in this video. And then once the base layer is clean, so the base layer is gonna be done today. So we're gonna get the dishes. I did do some dishes Friday. They were bad. They were piled up. So we're gonna get those put away. We're gonna reload the dishwasher from the weekend stuff, and we're gonna clean all of this up. And yeah, so once the base is done, I think tomorrow we're gonna come in and we're gonna finish deep cleaning. Deep cleaning will be done this week. That is my ultimate goal, is to finish the kitchen. So that scared me. Anyway, I have to cook dinner in like an hour. I think I have an hour, and then yeah, so I need to at least definitely get this side done. So I think we're going to start with this side of the kitchen so that I at least have a stove to cook on. And oh, by the way, you guys already seen me clean the stove, but we got a new stove. It works great so far. Well, I haven't cooked anything in the bottom stove yet, just because I don't want to have to bend if I don't have to. Just whatever, guys. It is whatever. So I'm just postponing now. Let's get this side done, and then we'll see where we're at, because I do still have to take small breaks here and there. I'm not 100% to full energy yet, but I'm getting there. And that train is still a puffin'. I bought this, well, I'm sorry, Mischief bought this for my husband for his birthday, and I filled it up at 6 o'clock last night, and it's 4 o'clock now, so it's still going from last night. That's so funny. Does it say how long it's supposed to last? It didn't have like any directions or anything like that, so it took us a minute to figure out how to even work it. We bought it off Amazon, so it's not like I got it from Temu or something. Although this label right here makes me think you could have bought it off Temu, probably cheaper than what I paid for it. But yeah, it didn't, the buttons are in the front of the train. It took us a minute to figure that out. But yeah, it doesn't say how long it's supposed to last, so whatever. I got to get the other diffusers going today as well. I might turn that one off, add more water to it, more oils, because I don't really smell it anymore. So anyway, let's get this crap done. I'm gonna shut up now.
With every heartbeat, you're coming closer, coming closer. Every old leaf is turning over, turning over. Every season, a reminder that you're never gonna leave me. No matter where I try to roam, when I feel like I am fading, you will never let me go. Past every storm cloud, rays of sunlight, rays of sunlight. Past all of my doubts,
All right, we're gonna let those soak, and then when I put the kitchen to bed tonight, I will finish loading everything in. I need to sit down now because I'm hot. All right. All right, I don't know what video this is gonna go in, but you guys like grocery hauls, so I just went to Winn-Dixie. They were out of a lot of things, so I'm gonna have to go to Publix or Sprouts to get the rest. Also, I may have to buy a box of pasta. Eggs are $11 a dozen. That's crazy. And what's even sadder is that people are paying that price, which probably means eggs are never gonna go down. So, and I just don't think eggs are worth $11 a dozen. I'm just saying, I don't think it's worth that. If you're an egg farmer, I'm sorry, they're not worth it. I hope egg prices go back down whenever this whole egg shortage issue is resolved, but if people are paying $11 a dozen, I don't see it going down. They're gonna be like, oh, people will actually pay that much for eggs? Let's keep it expensive and make more money because everyone's freaking greedy. Anyway. Let's do a grocery haul, shall we? Let's start down here. I'm telling you what, everything has gotten so expensive, and it's just annoying. Anyway, I bought hamburger buns. Of course, I had to go with Dave's Killer because you know me, I try not to buy, I shouldn't say I don't like, I try not to buy things with a lot of chemical preservatives in them, and this doesn't have chemical preservatives. So, but on the flip side, they did not have the hot dog buns in stock, so I bought just cheapo hot dog buns filled with, well, let's see, filled with chemical preservatives. So, and see, this is what I don't get. Dave's has obviously proven you don't need chemical preservatives to make good bread. And their bread, when does this expire? I've already opened it a little. I need to close that back up. But, I don't know. I don't know when it expires. It's pretty good length of time. So, but meanwhile, these people put preservatives galore, and it's not necessary. So, whatever. I bought these for my husband, so these are for his Easter. He said he didn't want anything, and he's trying to behave, and I guess I'm not helping, but he loves these things. So I only bought one bag though. Normally I get him a bunch at Easter time because they only sell these at Easter. It's the Nerds jelly beans. So I bought him one bag, which I'll hide these until Easter. Here, I'll put them in here because I don't think he ever looks in there. And Easter's this Sunday, so it's fine. Milk. This was the one with the best date, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I'm not really that big of a nerd, but anyway. Gatorade. I bought the 0 sugar kind. Absolutely horrible for you, but when I was dying last week, this helped so much, and they only had the one flavor that I liked in the 0 sugar, so I just got this one. They were on sale. If they would have had more flavors that I liked, I would have bought more, but it's fine. And I'm still really pissed at Gatorade for getting rid of Riptide Rush. I loved Riptide Rush, and they do not sell it anymore. Bring it back. That's all I'm gonna say. Bring it back. Anyway, I bought a couple packs of these butter and herb noodles just for convenience. I bought a little bitty mustard because it was on sale. I actually don't need it. I have a mustard over there, but it was on sale. And mustard doesn't technically ever go bad. Even though this says it goes bad by next September, I'll use both of them way before then. I love mustard on all of my sandwiches. So, plus chili dogs need mustard, which is what we're having for dinner tonight. I bought Pop-Tarts because they were on sale. I went down the cereal aisle. Let me get closer. Actually, let me move you closer to me. How about that? Anyway, I went down the cereal aisle because I absolutely miss cereal. I did not buy any cereal, but I seen Pop-Tarts were on sale. And I figured Pop-Tarts would be a good enough treat for a dessert, even though they are loaded with carbs. Whatever. Anyway, I bought strawberry and I bought cherry. Cherry's my absolute favorite, which is hilarious because I hate cherries. Like, I don't like cherries at all. They're disgusting to me. But I love cherry flavored things. So, I bought 2 jars of this Classico Alfredo sauce. It was on sale. I don't think I've ever had the Classico. And then this was on sale. That's the only reason I bought it. I just don't feel like making coffee, which is why I have not had coffee in a hot minute. I don't feel like making it because I'm trying to get through the last type I bought, which I don't remember what it was now. And I don't care for it. I really don't. But it is what it is. I bought some baked beans, probably for hamburger night. I think today I'm just gonna make some French fries. And then I bought spaghetti sauce because my husband requested spaghetti. When I make spaghetti, I make like triple batch, double batch, whatever it ends up being. So I always buy the biggest, or I use multiple jars, whatever's on sale. Nothing was on sale today, of course. Now watch I go to Publix and Prego on sale. Whatever. Anyway. And then, let's see. I bought some bacon because I'm thinking of having pancakes and bacon, but I need to go buy pancake mix. Winn-Dixie was out of a lot of things. I think I already said that, but they were. Anyway, we liked this roast last time I made it, so I bought one more of them. It's a roasted garlic and herb. I also bought a ham because it was on sale. This is the, it's not pre-cut, I don't think. Oh, it is sliced already. Okay, so it's brown sugar, boneless ham. I don't want to say we, I love ham. If it was up to me, I'd eat ham once a week, but it's so expensive. I couldn't afford to do that. That was on sale, which is the only reason I bought it. It was on sale for $6.99, I think. I'd have to look at the receipt. I don't remember. I bought some carrots because I've been missing having carrots as a snack. I've never had these kinds of French fries before. They're the McCain's fries. Anyway, these ones are craft beer battered. So these are on sale for, I think, $2.99 a bag. So super cheap. And these are crinkle quick cook. I don't know. Then I bought some hamburger patties. These ones are the sweet onion beef patties. These were on sale. I've never had the Flanders, I don't think. So we'll try them. Oh, am I missing? Did I already show you? I'm missing a bag. on that. They're right here. I only bought 2 bananas. They didn't have any green ones, so I just bought 2. I've been wanting a banana. And then I bought some baked potatoes, russet potatoes, whatever we're gonna call them. I bought those because I wanted to make these potatoes that we get at McAllister's, but when Dixie was out of a lot of things, so I have to go and see if I can find the meat somewhere else. I bought some salted butter. I only buy salted butter. Even if a recipe calls for unsalted, I use salted. So, I bought a big old thing of Black Forest ham. I love Black Forest ham. I bought a big old thing of roast beef because I love roast beef. And then these were on sale. They were buy one, get one of the Cabot extra sharp cheddar cheese. So that's it. That's the grocery haul, guys. And if I happen to go to Publix today or tomorrow, it will go in the same video. So, all right, I went to BJ's. It's a wholesale club for those of you who don't know what it is. Anyway, I went for eggs because eggs are affordable there. So let's go through what I got. I got Jack's Pizza because we are out of frozen pizza. I got some instant mashed potatoes. I normally don't buy these, but guys, I have a lot of plans, like project plans these coming weeks, and I'm gonna need some convenience. I got a block of Parmesan cheese. I think we still have some, but I don't know if it's bad or not, so I went ahead and bought another one. I bought onion soup mix because I'm completely out, and this is the most affordable way to buy it. I bought plain Greek yogurt because my friend sent me a Weight Watchers pizza crust recipe that I want to try, and it calls for plain Greek yogurt. Plus, this is what Stitch eats in his food. So I only got one because they didn't have the Wesley Farms brand, which is what I normally get. They only had the Chobani, and it's a little more pricier than the Wesley Farms brand. Pancake mix, but this makes the best coffee cake, so I'm gonna be making me a coffee cake. It does not have the recipe for coffee cake anymore. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look up the biscuit coffee cake recipe because I used to purposefully buy biscuit just to make coffee cake. It was so good. Anyway, I was gonna get the Kodiak cakes, but these were on sale, plus they had a $1.75 coupon off, so it made it like $6. So I'm like, heck yeah. And then because my doctor wants me to have protein when I'm not hungry, to have something with protein. Protein shakes are expensive, but I found the Carnation Breakfast has 13 grams of protein, which is only like 2 grams less than what those protein shakes have. So I thought this would be a good alternative because at least I'm still getting protein plus a whole bunch of other vitamins apparently. I know it's got chemicals in it. It is what it is. So do protein shakes. So does protein powder, because guess what? That stuff's not natural. It's not natural at all, but it is what it is. Then I bought munchies. I love munchies, but I've never been able to find them in these individually wrapped bags. And this is perfect for me because I can't eat a whole bag before they go bad. So individuals is the way to go for me. I love them, but I never bought them because I can't eat them before they go bad. So that's gonna be great. And then 5 dozen eggs. That's it. that's what I bought at BJ's. Now let's get on with our lives. All right, you get editing Melissa here at the end. Because guys, I didn't do nothing else this week. I shouldn't say that. I'm working on another project that will hopefully be out next week. Um, but for now, I said, you know what? I have more than enough footage to go ahead and get this up. If it would have only been like 20 minutes before I added the grocery hauls, maybe I would have waited and just posted the grocery hauls as just its own video. But I had enough footage. I guess I could have technically split these two videos up. I did think about that so that I had extra content for a different day, but I I just don't want to hold on to footage that may or may not ever see the light of day. I've done that in the past. I had videos that I recorded like the beginning of last year that I finally just deleted because the information's irrelevant now and I should have just posted it instead of holding on to it as an extra content, if that makes any sense. Um, or I should have edited it. Yeah, and then posted it. But you get what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, I didn't finish this video. There's no outro. So you get me, editing Melissa. Guys, so I said earlier today in this video, I'm pretty sure. Is it sad I can't even remember what I said in the beginning of this video? Anyway, I'm going back to my roots. I'm just gonna clean or work on a project or whatever. No more of this waiting until something. Well, okay, let me specify. If it's a cleaning situation, so like the kitchen, for example, I was sitting here trying to do this big kitchen clean with me, whatever, right? Instead of doing those, I'm just going to start posting the cleaning content as a whole like I used to, instead of just splitting everything up. But now, like other projects that I do in the background of cleaning, I will post those as whole content. So I will continue to save those videos until a project is done, if that makes any sense. So anyway, that's the plan going forward. I had to do it. The weekly videos was just taking the fun out of it for me, and this is something I do for fun, to keep my mind occupied and to keep me from falling into a vat of depression and hopeless anxiety, and honestly to give me a reason to wake up in the mornings. Not saying, now don't take that as like I'm going to kill myself situation, because that's not the case. It's just like, I don't know if I've said this out in a video or not. I'm pretty sure I have, but I would rather be working like at a job. But I know I could not successfully hold down a job right now. And I'm hoping next year, I'm giving them this year to figure out my back. And if I don't have answers, yeah, if I don't get any answers by my birthday, I'm going to file for disability. I've been holding out, but I don't foresee me getting approved, but at least my paperwork will be in there. And if something ever, God forbid, happens to my husband, I can know that I filed once so I could get myself put through again. But this time my financial situation will, I know I don't like thinking like that. But at the same time, it's like I've put off filing because everything I read said that I'm not going to get approved because my husband makes X amount of money. They're not going to approve me. But I feel like I worked my ass off up until, God, when did I get hurt? 2021. I mean, I even worked after that. I worked for a year. What, right? Yeah, I worked for a whole nother year almost. Yeah, for a whole nother year after my accident. So probably a little more than a year. I think like a year and a half. And I, okay, so I worked at the clinic and that was hard. And it wasn't just because at the clinic I have to get up and down, up and down, up and down because I'm constantly doing my job, which was the computers, but we were always short staffed. And I know I probably like left her at one of the worst times because a coworker of mine retired shortly before I ended up leaving. But it was getting to be too much because I have to get up, I have to go in, talk to clients, and have them fill out paperwork and go back and fill up medicine and go, cleaning and all this other stuff. It was just a lot. It took a lot out of me. So I left. And don't ask me why I thought it was a good idea because a couple months after I left, I went and got a job at Zaxby's. That lasted for a month. And that I it was a lot on me. Okay, it was a lot on me and I would have probably ended up quitting anyway, but the reason I quit is because they asked this teenager who did nothing if he would be interested in management. Meanwhile, me with management experience on my resume, mind you, the owner of the store I worked at knew I had management experience, but yet the manager is sitting here asking a teenager that's not even graduated from school yet. They were graduating that year, but this was like January when he was talking to this kid. And I'm just sitting there like, seriously, I got so mad. And I quit. I didn't quit right. I didn't. Man, I'm so sorry. I didn't quit right then and there, but I did quit because I just thought it was wrong. Like, I worked circles around these kids. I mean, literally worked circles around them. And here I was, a 40-year-old, almost 40. I think I was almost 40 at that time. Working circles around these teenagers, like cleaning, taking orders, passing out food. I used to get yelled at for taking money and then handing out food. Don't ask me where their logic is here, okay? I never understood their stupid logic. If you took the money, you weren't allowed to pass out the food. They had 3 people in the drive-thru, one taking orders, one taking money, and the other one, after you took the money, you'd have to back up so the person could hand the food out. What's the logic behind that? I don't get it. The food is in a bag. I didn't make the food. I didn't bag the food. So, it was the stupidest logic, right? I hated a lot of their rules. The rules made no sense to me whatsoever. Being as someone who worked at a McDonald's, a Wendy's, a Taco Bell, we were fast-paced places that had, because all the stores I worked at before were corporate stores. They weren't owner operator. This Zaxby's was an owner operator store. So I worked for corporate stores where you had to get customers out like quick. McDonald's, was literally, I think lunchtime was 15 seconds per car for my store. 15 seconds per car. That's from the time that they leave the order speaker to the time they're out of the driveway. So our cash people had to be quick. We hated people that paid with cash. I'll tell you that. Because the ours, I don't know how, we had like a really fast card reader. And if the card reader ever was like starting to malfunction, we called corporate and got approval for like a higher time so that we wouldn't be dinged. But you had to call corporate and let them know, hey, the card reader is running super slow. I think it's about to crash. And then they would be like, okay, blah, blah, blah. But see, so I worked at corporate stores where you had to meet a certain deadline. And then you get to this store where they're like trying to rush everything, but then they have stupid systems in place that you can't hand out the food if you touch money. It's so dumb because here's why it's stupid. Okay, let me tell you why it's stupid. If you work front cash, if one of your people order cookies, you had to get the cookies for them. That wasn't the person's job who plated the food. So I'm allowed to touch these people's, like touch the tongs and touch the bag that their cookies go in and hand them to them after handling the cash. But I can't hand food that's in a bag that I've never touched any other part but the bag out the drive-through window. Tell me where the logic is. Just tell me where the logic is. Anyway, after that, after I left Zaxby's, I got into substitute teaching and I loved it. It was the best job for me. But in the area I live in now, you can't be a substitute teacher unless you have a bachelor's degree. I don't have a bachelor's degree. I have enough credits to be considered to have a bachelor's degree, but because they're in, all my credits are in different fields, so I went to school for 3 different things, didn't finish any of them, but my credits equal about probably more than a bachelor's degree, to be honest with you. Because I was literally like 6 months from an associate's degree. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've exceeded bachelor degree credit wise, but whatever, you know? But where I worked previously, the county I worked in previously, you only had to have a high school diploma, but if you had college credits, you had to have so many to qualify for a higher position. And those positions were positions where you were actually allowed to teach. You weren't just there to put on a movie and babysit. You were actually teaching them, running a lesson, and stuff like that. So I got to do that because I had the college credits. I also got paid more. I got paid $20 an hour more, not more. Oh my God, not an hour, $20 a day more. God, I wish. Oh my God, could you imagine? I'm just going to tell you how much I used to make $120 a day. So, could you imagine if that was hourly? Oh my God. So as a substitute, I could basically, you make your own schedule. So let's say I had a month where our bills were going to be a little bit more than we planned because at the time my husband didn't make as much money as he makes now. I had no choice but to work. So, and it was never my intentions to not work. I was actually trying to come down here to be a substitute teacher, but again, I don't have a bachelor's degree. And if I had a bachelor's degree, I would be a teacher, not a substitute. So, anyway, that being said, I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to get to the point. That being said, I would love to be able to go back to work. So, I my ultimate goal is to get back to work. I want to go back to work. But at the same time, my husband might be actually, he will end up getting transferred to a different store one day in the future. And I don't know if I would necessarily want to start a job that I'm just going to have to leave. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if I could find a stay at home job, that would be good too. I mean, it wouldn't get me out of the house, which is one of the biggest issues I have, but I would have money to where I could get out of the house more like on the weekends or stuff like that. We would we would be able to do more things. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm at a point where like I'm so bored with my life. Even though I just started my garden, even though I'm planning all these extra projects that I'm hoping to get to all of them this year, I'm just still bored. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to sit here and take so many breaks between cleaning. I have to take, some days I just have to go lay down. There's no way I could get a job because if I'm having a really hard day and like halfway through the day, I just have to lay down. I can't sit there and be like, I need to go home because I need to lay down. They're going to be like, that's unacceptable. You're fired. So I just, I don't know how else to explain it because there are some days I literally have such a hard time holding my head up that I just need to lay down. I just need to lay down because the only other option is to lean and do this because my neck feels so, or my head feels so heavy on my neck some days. And like today, I woke up, my fingers are swollen. I don't know if you could tell. They're swollen. And here, now I'm going to put this down real quick so I can show you. I'll set this here. Maybe you'll be able to hear better. But see, oh, now it's going to come off easy. A minute ago it was, but this morning I had to like twist it like this to get it off because my fingers were so, can you see I'm going to turn the overhead light off so you can see better. Oh, okay. Can you see? Yeah, you can kind of see where it was tight on my finger. The swelling in this finger's gone down a lot, but like you can still kind of tell where my fingers are a little swollen. I woke up with so much pain in my hands. If you guys, I think I already told you guys, I have rheumatoid arthritis. It's newly diagnosed. Sorry, it's newly diagnosed rheumatoid arthritis, and this is the first day that I actually woke up and noticed my fingers were swollen. And I only noticed because of how much pain my hands were in. I don't know how to explain it. The project I've been working on, because I'm right-handed, so I've been using my right hand a lot, and I've been gripping like this. I know, without context, you guys are probably sitting there going, oh my God, I promise you, I do not have an OnlyFans, guys. Anyway, so I'm sitting there holding an object like this, and it just, you see, even just doing that to show you guys, it hurts. It just hurts. So I took the day pretty much off today to edit. And that's all I've been doing today. I took a break because I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm sitting here watching it and it's April 1st. It's April 1st. And I'm sitting here thinking, it is April 18th now. I cannot believe I am just now uploading this footage. So it goes back to it almost being irrelevant at this point, but it's because I was sitting there trying to finish the kitchen. And let's just be completely honest with each other. The kitchen's never going to be done. The kitchen is the heart of your home. For most people, that especially people that cook, it's the heart of your home. You spend a majority of your time in there, and it's not going to ever be clean all the time. You're constantly cleaning your kitchen. So I just have to remind myself of that. It was never going to be done. It was never going to be done. Not ever. I specifically put on my list for next week, I broke down each individual item. Instead of putting clean kitchen, I literally broke down each individual item. So when I check something off, I'll feel like I actually did something next week. Instead of, oh my God, I did not get the kitchen cleaned, I can't check it off. So breaking it down by each individual section slash item, I think is going to help me a lot with the cleaning. I won't feel so overwhelmed by just seeing clean kitchen. Because, I mean, what does that even mean, right? What does that even mean? Because clean kitchen in one day, and that's not happening. My life is not that great anymore that I can clean a kitchen in one day. No, I can't do that. It literally takes me a week just to clean the kitchen sometimes. And that's so sad to say. And I feel so embarrassed saying that out loud. But like if I was to fully deep clean that kitchen and literally work on it every single day and have nothing else to do in my life, it would still probably take me a week to clean it. And saying that honestly makes me feel like crying because I used to be able to clean the entire house in a day. An entire house. And I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to clean the bathrooms, the kitchen, the living room, vacuum, mop, everything, dust in one day. I can't do that anymore. I can't. Physically can't do it. I would be in so much pain the next day, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. And I don't want to live like that. Do you see what I'm saying? So when I tell you that some days it's just really, really hard, I don't want you to think that I'm to the point where I'm just done with my life. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I say I'm just done with it, I mean I'm just emotionally done with it. I'm done feeling like crap all the time. And it's hard, you know, people that don't have similar situations, they don't understand. They want to tell you that you're lazy. Well, especially because I'm a bigger person and I'm having these problems. And to them, I'm making excuses. Oh, you're just lazy. You're making an excuse. Like, my pain is irrelevant. Like, my pain doesn't matter. Like, so I will sit here and instead of, and I've changed a lot. Like, because in the beginning of my channel, if you're new here, you won't know what I'm talking about. But like in the beginning, when I first came back and started making cleaning videos, I would literally wear the same outfit multiple days in a row so that you guys thought I cleaned everything in one day. But it's physically impossible for me to do it. So I would just wear the same clothes rather than putting on different clothes. And it's stupid. It's very stupid, I know, but I was trying to not look to the outside world like I couldn't do things, if that makes any sense. Anyway, went on for 24 minutes now. I'm not going to keep going into it. I will do a live and talk to you guys more in depth about my feelings if that's what you want. But, you know, I have wanted to do a live, but here's the thing. I don't want to do a live without knowing that people are going to come in, because yeah, I get those people that like come in and then just pretty much troll. I get complete strangers that come in and want to talk about things that my channel is nothing about. Like, I had some guy come in during one of my lives, only person that was there, and started talking to me, but they started talking to me about trains. I don't know nothing about trains. I have no interest in trains, except for it'd be fun to go on a like a, what is it? Almost like a road trip, cross country trip, but on a train. That would be fun. But to that extent is all I know about trains, traveling. And I really don't know much about that. So, I want to have conversations with like-minded people, people that, know what I'm going through, or like to read like I do, or like to garden. I mean, I'm still new to it, so I don't want to sit there and say I like it yet, but I'm still new to it. I just want to have a conversation with you guys, with like-minded individuals. And I don't want to get on there on a live and then no one show up. That's why I ask you guys, if I did a live, when would be the best time for you guys? Because I truly want you guys to be able to come and conversate with me and talk to me, and where I can give you answers live. Also, oh my God, I wrote it down. There was an individual that asked me about Disney. I am making that video. I promise you, I am getting a bunch of information together because I want to make sure I have everything. I don't want to just sit here and make a video trying from memory, because I don't want to forget something. If I'm going to make a video on Disney tips and tricks, I would rather make sure I can have as much information as possible for you, without you having to go watch 30 other channels to fill in the gaps, basically. So I am still working on that. I promise you, it is coming. I'm hoping I will have it by mid-May at the latest. So I just want to get screenshots and stuff like that. It's a whole production. But that is one of the side projects I am working on, is Disney trip tips and tricks. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video and you made it this far, please comment down below if you were able to join a live, what day of the week and time of the day is best for you, and what would you like to talk about. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.
I found my way, I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way, I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my